Morning, Emily. I know you wanted to talk a little bit about the story. We've got about 4 or 5 minutes. What's going on, Emily? Hello?
Are you there?
I am here. You know, Emily, they really shouldn't let me handle machinery because I don't know how to do it. No, you're there. So, Emily, you're there. What's going on?
All I did yesterday was to represent the will of the people. There was 360 or so, maybe even more, signatures on a petition to repeal UDC codes. It is citizens that were concerned about UDC codes not being business friendly. And I was able to tell the chamber, or, the city council there and those that were running that meeting, that the will of the people is that we become more business friendly with these UDC codes. I think the Chamber of Commerce even commented that the county's much more friendly and rated them a lot higher rating through our zoning because we don't have the UDC codes and all these regulations. And we were just asking them to consider the will of the people and all these 360 people that had signed the petition against UDC codes to repeal as many of them as they could. And I think this is going to be a process of maybe over 2 or 3 years before we see the end of these over-regulating codes.
Now, Emily, of course, the full city council has the final word on this. Do you plan to make any presentation before the full council?
I think every taxpayer in Cheyenne and Laramie County should be down there. If you've got a business here in Cheyenne, to go to that meeting. I believe it'll be on Monday night sometime in late July or August. Yes, sir, I would plan on being there to see how much of this that we can get repealed and stopped to end this over-regulation and to become more business-friendly throughout the city of Cheyenne and Laramie County.
Emily, for those who don't know, what are some of the specific problems you have with the UDC?
Specific problems are just over-regulation on a small business. I had a call this morning from a constituent that can't even put a sign up any bigger than a 3x3 on Dell Range. You're stepping in between him and his First Amendment rights to advertise to get people to come to his business, which costs mom and pop business throughout Cheyenne, and that's only one of the issues. Taking an existing mom and pop business and treating them like you would a new Menards and asking them to put brick up half side of their building or put beautifications in there, curb, gutter, and all. It's just too much expense for a small business that's struggling these weak economic times. So there's just 2 examples there. There's several on down the line, but, it'd take half an hour to go through the whole code book. And that's the problem. A lot of pages to read. A lot of people don't understand it. Some people can follow the rules and laws of UDC code and still come up short. One would agree on the planning that you could do it, and then another one on the staff would say, no, you can't do it. So I would like to see them roll it back to the 2006 codes and go back to something that makes more common sense for Cheyenne and Laramie County.
Okay, Emily, we are going to run out of time here. Any last thoughts? Where do you go from here? Try to get more signatures?
No, we're done with that. We turned them in. Now we just ask them to have that meeting in the evening and ask folks to attend that meeting. And there was something like 40 people come to the planning meeting, but they ran that meeting clear up until midnight. I'd love it if they would include more comments that would get to the city councilman by contacting them. Just tell them some of the issues, like that constituent told me about the sign that he was having trouble with on Dell Range. People need to call their city councilman, get involved with your local government, and take it back.
All right, Emily. Well, thanks for calling in and giving us an update on what you did last night. For people that are standing by on the phones, unfortunately, we've got to go to break. We will be back
in
the morning zone after this. Thanks, Emily.